Alright, we're live. Welcome to more Anima Beyond Fantasy. So, I think we'll just hop right into it because we have a wee bit of catching up to do. Mostly because our good friend, Dr. Hawthorne wasn't here last week, and so we have to do his thing. But, recap. So, last we met, there was an attack. It looked like some form of terrorism on a Commonwealth building on the Rosewood, or in the Rosewood district off of the Rosewood Street. And the news was reporting that this was due to the work of the Ashfoot gang. Daisha felt that this was a bit strange. A singular floor in a building being blown up was the act of terrorism from a gang from one of the poorest districts in the city, and took it upon herself to go and investigate herself. With the aid of Zircanon and Angelica the Rat, they discovered that at least the method of destruction was somewhat subtle and filled with subterfuge, as a carpet shampooer was filled with a mixture of strong-smelling cleaning solvents and gasoline, and some kind of explosive device triggered, causing most of the floor to blow out in a large fiery explosion that, for the most part, left the rest of the building structurally sound. Though they did find a strange space, cleaned up burnt carpets in the shape of what is presumably a body, or at least a vague area around where a body would be. Deeming this a little bit too organized for just gang activity, not much else was gained by looking into this situation. Also, last week, Alphonse, with Cadmus's help, discovered some interesting secrets about themselves and possibly about another race, as going over some charcoal rubbings of some glyphs in a ancient structure on the Lucio mountain range somewhere to the northwest of Deluxe. They found, or Cadmus had found, what seemed to be an ancient technology that, using glyphs and some kind of system, created a rhythmic computing device for some reason. They don't know. Though, throughout their many revelations, Alphonse, and maybe even Cadmus, were seeming to be stricken with visions. Visions of beings that looked similar to humans, but were much taller and bore a third eye on their forehead. It seems personal. It seemed like they were connected in some way. Alphonse, being curious, decided to look using his spiritual sense at Cadmus to see if there's any kind of strange essence like he found in Zircanon, only to be met by a striking visage of some monstrous entity wreathed in a slightly pinkish flame. With little more to do for it, they convened their meeting and went to go digest some of the interesting information they found over the course of their venture. Beyond that, I don't think there's anything I'm missing in particular, unless someone has something else they want to add. All right. So, a few more weeks have gone by. I've already deducted from your sheet, Mr. Hawthorne, your expenses for the amount of time. But we do need to turn the clock back a little bit, as Benjamin had rolled a really good search check for finding strange books, heretical texts. So, we'll start there. One day, on your excursions out looking for anything that might be interesting or useful, a thought comes to mind. If anyone was to have strange, esoteric texts, it would be the nobility, the various aristocratic households. And so, rather than going around knocking door to door in a very strange and potentially lethal method for Dr. Benjamin, you decided to look at any nearby shops that might be a receptacle for any sold texts, maybe from old libraries that an heir might not deem necessary to exist in their collection anymore. And so, while traversing the Cerulean district, you come across a fun little shop with the quirky name Heretical Texts. Who knows? Your search has been unfruitful up to this point. So, Benjamin and Thaddeus, right? Thaddeus? Yeah, I always get thrown off. Check out the shop. It is a very thematic, stylistic shop. Imagine going into like a decent sized city into a building called Heretical Texts. It is a shop essentially filled with all kinds of Gothic style clothing or a variety of books, no small amounts of vampire romance fiction, and kind of, it's more like a fantasies hot topic, or a Gothic hot topic. No, no. That is. I don't know. I wouldn't call Hot Topic Gothic, but I guess it is. It's more emo, in my opinion. But yeah, more or less. Though there are a variety of books that have interesting titles, you know, that seem to delve into witchcraft and such. A woman, a young adult woman, is behind the counter. She looks the part. I don't even think I need to describe what she looks like. I think everyone can just instantly visualize what this person would look like. As she smiles at you, her teeth blaring white between her deep red lipstick. And She says, anything I can get for you? Looking for anything for someone particular? She kind of eyes you up and down. Wait, are you Dr. Benjamin Hawthorne? She gets a giddy expression. Her mouth hangs agape for a moment. She's like, well, if there's anything you need, please just let me know. Yeah, we have tons of stuff that's like witchy and whatever. She squints and she her mouth hangs agape again. She's trying to figure out what you're trying to say. I mean, you know how tied up their own asses the church can be. There's a lot of things in here that they probably wouldn't like. And there's some interesting. We got tarot. We have some tarot. They don't like that a lot. She looks at you a bit dumbfounded for a moment. Just imagine Neil deGrasse Tyson just coming in and asking you for this. I'm looking for a match. I mean, she's trying desperately to take you seriously in this moment. It's so out of left field. She doesn't know exactly what to do. She's like, well, my friends say, I have some friends who she leans toward practice. And she kind of goes and shows you like some books on like Wicca and witchcraft type deals. They look a little more new age than you would expect actual magical text to have, but who knows, you know? Yeah, let me go look in the back. She goes and she enters into an incredibly small looking back room area, leaving you two alone for a little bit. Yeah, you see some titles like Apple's Blood and all that kind of stuff. As you're all having fun, she eventually comes out from the bag. She's like, well, we have some old witchcraft books that we rotated out of stock a while ago. They're, pretty old, like 10, 15 years. We took them out of stock probably like a year ago. I'll give you a discount. She set some of them on the counter, and she takes out like a little tape gun, and she just and it's like discounted 50% written on it. There's just some aspect of potentially magic books having a discount sticker on them that doesn't feel right. Okay. She goes and quickly tallies up, and the bill runs somewhere in the range of about 50 silver. $60. She looks at the money questioningly, and she looks at you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that, sure. Sure. Uh, I mean, the we get some people who come in who want to sell us like some old books. Though the store owner takes a lot of those. I think he probably goes and auctions them privately, or maybe just keeps them for his own collection. None have come up today, and like I said, the store owner likes to take a lot of those. Yeah, I'll let him know that you might be interested if he's willing to sell any. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, we can't wait to see you. She gives you a very congenial smile. Unfortunately, Alicia left. Oh, okay, never mind. No apple bloods, no fangs and fears. All right. As you're leaving with now several bags of books, you're considering your next move when a guy standing near the entrance calls out to you. Hey, buddy. We looking for some magic books? Looking over, you see a man kind of hunched over. He's wearing a driver's cap and like a nice tweed-looking jacket, though it seems like it's seen some weathering. A little on the shorter side. His face partially obscured by his hat. He's like, well, I got a place you might want to see. It might be interesting, though it's kind of a hush-hush kind of place. We gotta go solo. He kind of eyes Thaddeus. I get that, but it's just the rules of the place. Hey, if you don't want it, buddy, I understand. Good. It's nearby. Just follow me. You can tell your bodyguard there to sit by the car or something. The man begins leading you off. You begin walking down like a block. Can't help but feel a little bit of tension as you get further and further away from where Thaddeus is. He then takes a turn down a pretty tight alleyway between two of the buildings. You can see that there seems to be some kind of pipe work along one side of the buildings, maybe for a restaurant or something like that. Typically, the buildings don't have many alleyways in the city. Need to conserve space as much as possible. But you walk around some garbage, and he just quietly keeps trekking along as you guys get further and further from the street, and it just seems to get darker and darker as the extremely tall buildings around you eat up any light that might shine through this small slice of the city. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's really weird because I do believe well, maybe it's not. I always thought it was supposed to be a passive skill. Yeah, okay. So it's an open roll. You get to open roll. Yeah. 216. That's real impressive because that brings you up to the absurd level, which is you can detect energy up to 150 feet away. Do you have erudition? Okay. So, you detect all around you. You can feel a smattering of life energies of people and some rodents and not much else, though something does strike you as being very strange. The man in front of you does not have anything you can detect. Hey, hold on. I don't think your voices are tracking on the recording. Someone speak? Yeah, that's... Uh-oh. Can someone check the stream real quick? That would be an unfortunate 30 minutes of just me talking. No, because the desktop was recording the music I had playing. That's gonna be super unfortunate. There's no reason why it should be doing this.
Stream check like we used to do. Oh.
All right, someone try talking again. That's weird. So what's happening is, for some reason, it is not recording the Discord, through the headphones. When I turn the headphones off, then the software can pick up the audio from Discord. But when it's on, for some reason, it's not picking up the Discord. Which is a little unfortunate. And I wish I had noticed it sooner. Because it shouldn't be doing this. When I turn my headphones off, it I think what has happened is more than likely there's some sound setting that isn't setting the headphones to default when they're on. Okay. Someone try speaking?
Whoa.
Hello.
There it is. That's what it was. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it was. For some reason, it's probably due to an update because it always is. All right, well, we're back to normal. We just lost 30 minutes of of y'all's audio.
We'll just have to check it every beginning of session.
I restart the session. Everyone remember exactly what you said.
And then I guess I need
And
to...
Alicia, you do have to use the same slurs.
Whoa, what?
True.
Just because you're live on stream now, you're not willing to say it?
Trying to make me look bad. We all know you say the slurs. You drop them like
but I
it's
don't
nothing.
do it on stream.
He's also not ashamed by it.
True.
Okay. And I know some of us needed the Discord activity app. I said skip tour. Stop trying to give me a tour. Okay. Anyway, so yes. So you detect the energy around you. The man in front of you does not seem to have any energy. You get a little pensive, but also a little excited because it's like, this might be legit. Or this might be a legit problem.
I might be getting mugged by a supernatural creature, or I'm gonna get sold shit by a supernatural creature. I like one of those options.
That guy's a zombie.
You get to the end of this narrow alleyway that seems to end at like a brick wall. But as you get towards the end, you notice that there's a small alcove, only about half a foot, maybe a few more inches than that deep. And a door is just sitting there in this little alcove at the end of this alleyway, maybe 50 feet in. He goes over and he opens the door. It's not a very fancy looking door, but fancier than you would expect to be in the end of an alleyway like this. Just a nice wooden door. He opens it and there's just a dark void. Please, you go first.
Do I sense anything through the void?
You sense nothing through the void.
Yeah, alright. Well, of course. He'll step through, acting more confident than he feels.
Okay. You step through, and as you do so, the void shoots past you, consumes you for just a brief moment before you step into a... One second, I gotta change the music.
I feel like I know. I feel like I know what I'm stepping into.
You step into a warm-looking study. with bookshelves reaching all the way up to the ceiling, a nice fireplace, and before you, you see a dark-haired man. Looks like he's in his early 50s, wearing some nice clothing, as he welcomes you with a smile. And he lets out a sigh that just seems to contain within it his age and a stress you know nothing of. Oh. Really? That desperate for some magic books?
Well, yes, but I feel like that has more baggage than I fully understand. Is this a bad place to turn to in a search of the supernatural?
It's... Alright, well, obviously you don't know much of what's going on, so I'm going to explain some things to you. First,
Nods.
all those stories about the Inquisition are real, and you're probably incredibly lucky they haven't found you yet. They don't like people poking their noses where it doesn't belong, or at least where they think it doesn't belong. Second, if you didn't know anything about magic, then where would you go to start looking for some ancient tomes or books or anything?
Places I have been. Secondhand
Exactly.
bookshops.
Exactly. And that's where they and I would be looking too, to find naive little people who have not quite grasped the depths of what they're stepping into. In fact, it's exactly how I found you. Went around asking if anyone was looking for strange books, and I do so from time to time. Mostly to try to keep people like you out of trouble, rather than to get you into trouble.
Well, it's appreciated than the alternative.
Fair. Though, the damage may already be done. Depends on your next set of actions, I suppose.
He
Come on.
strokes his chin a little bit, but he seems to come up with at least maybe a plan or two.
Come on, sit down.
He'll take a seat.
Dr. Benjamin Hawthorne, man who was pulled screaming from his home, muttering such things as eyes in the sky and other insanities, not too few months ago.
Well, it was just the one. But, yes. Good to hear you've heard of me.
Well, funny enough, I do like your work. It's something that I, as a man of knowledge myself, strive to find information about everything and anything, and astrophysics is a particular interest of mine. I didn't know
It's a
if
great
it
place of study.
I didn't know if it was of stress or something that caused you to have a freak out, but I had a sinking feeling that when the news of your goings-ons and, well, he motions is over on like a small coffee table nearby. You see some newspapers from a variety of small little outlets, and there is one in particular that seems to feature your home with its windows now boarded over or built into, saying, Doctor gone mad, or has he seen too much? Is the Empire after him?
be expected. At least I never saw that one.
He looks at you and he seems to scrutinize you for a moment. Interesting. Well, you haven't awakened your soul, so that's not the reason.
Awakened my soul? That's an option?
Yes, it is an option, though one rarely taken by anyone who is not born gifted.
Which actually, now that we're in this room, do I sense energy from him?
Yes, but nowhere else around you.
Yeah. He kind of, like, nods about, like... I mean... I feel like I have no words for this, so I'm probably using the wrong thing. But, like, he waves indirectly, like, towards him. Like, I can feel, see, sense your soul, I think. Not the person who led me.
Yes, well, that was just a hologram.
Oh, yeah, of course, a hologram. Why didn't I expect that?
Why didn't you? He says in a mocking tone. He goes over to, like, a nearby shelf, and he procures a small device. He comes over, and it has, like, two handles, and it kind of, they kind of come together in kind of like a U shape, and then there's, like, a crystal. It looks like a dowsing type device with some magical crystals in it. That's the best way to explain it.
I think the scientist in him does make a little bit of a face at that, because he's definitely, like, has fully believed for a long time dowsing rods are bullshit.
He twists the thing, the gem alights, and then it turns a nice white color. Interesting. He turns the device off, and he goes and sets it on a counter. Alright, so we're talking about souls. You aren't detecting souls.
Okay.
You are capable of, likely anyway, from my studies, detecting the vital and life forces of people and things.
He, like, opens his mouth and closes it. He's starting to second guess that the question he was going to ask was stupid.
And I know this because you said that, but you didn't make mention of any of the other soul-filled devices I have in this room. I'm not going to point them out. I'm going to leave you guessing.
He grunts disappointedly as now he's looking around the room.
He smirks to himself as he sits back down on his seat. You're not cursed.
Oh, well, that's a small relief.
Is it?
No, because,
Yeah. I didn't think so.
Still plagued with something. Actually, that changes my options. I had a possible lifeline, and now that's cut off.
Sorry to say. So, why are you going around asking for, I don't know, forbidden texts, magic books, wizard's tomes? I'm hoping you're not using that last phrase.
No, but it keeps being the thing I hope for. Just for the aesthetic of it.
Sure. Anyway,
Well,
answer the question.
healthy mix of reasons. First, most surface level is, as a scientist, first and foremost, something that changes my worldview and perspective. Obviously, things that are impossible are now likely to exist. Therefore, I want to learn about it. Second, the thing I saw and what has impacted me afterwards. I refuse to believe I am the first person who has seen the thing I saw. And third, if supernatural does exist, magic and everything else involved in that, There has to be a way I can get rid of it. Or get it to stop looking at me.
He seems pretty, like, knowing up until that last part, and then he kind of gets a contemplative look on his face. I see. Well, Mr. Hawthorne, you're not the first wealthy individual who's had a supernatural awakening, as it were, discovery of the supernatural world, who then sought to no ends to fill that void of knowledge they felt they had. Now, I know that unless I give you anything proper to study or to look into, you're just going to keep doing what you're doing. If I was to turn you away now, you're going to probably continue this quest of yours.
I would drive to the next bookstore, yes.
Oh, I see. He seems almost surprised that you would do so quickly. So, I'm going to give you answers. Oh, but first, let me introduce myself. Nihilus Args. Now, we're even. Well, roughly. I'm sure I know more about you than you know about me.
Yes, significantly. Also, could you put that name in chat?
Sure, I'm spelling it
Like,
right.
imagine you said that in character.
Turn to camera. I
Put
need to
that
know
in
how to spell
chat.
that name.
Dude just types on a keyboard in front of him.
So, being a scientist that you are, I'm going to let you construct your questions, and I'll give answers to the best of my ability. I'll give you as much as I can. Though, I'll say, if you are deciding to delve into the supernatural, you are gonna most assuredly sign your own death warrant. Maybe not now or in the near future, but eventually it does come to pass that most people who delve into these kinds of things, especially those less gifted, tend to find an untimely end.
He waves his hand like that is a non-factor. It's that or I die from... he just points up. I die regardless. I might as well die the way I pick.
Yes, that's still quite perplexing.
Because that is the nature of my first question, so I hope that you have context on it. There is an eye far out in space that I saw, and it wants to look at me and perceive me. Its look, it feels like my soul is being ripped from my body. I don't have a framework for what that would normally feel like. It's the best way I can put it. It can take over the eyes or the images of eyes, real or fake, and it will try to look at me. At night, the moment the stars are visible, I can feel it as it moves, trying to find me. And it'll find the quickest and most direct route to directly stare at me. Do you know what this thing is?
No. Though it's just looking at you from the sky.
I can tell exactly where it is, but it's out there. I only feel it when the stars are visible, which tells me at least it can't see when our planet is lit up in that same way of maybe light pollution. It should work in reverse. Maybe. Or I need to
Not
perceive it.
Quite, but interesting. Though that doesn't explain some of the other episodes that have been reported happening in broad daylight. The small events.
It can take over people's eyes, or representations of eyes.
I see. So you're being pursued by An entity of the concept of perception. Maybe the concept of eyes. Interesting. He leans back.
Something. The only reason I think the way I do of it being in space is that there is the smallest of buffer. The smallest. It's about a second, maybe a half second, something, which tells me that light is reflecting off of it to me. How vision works. I cannot tell how far that would be. I just haven't done the math yet. But I think there is something physical out there, or it's maybe mimicking the idea that there's something physical. Who knows? Or it's enough time for me to look and process what I'm seeing.
Well, conceptual entities are rare. Most of which only exist within the wake, which is like an alternate world, you can view it as, like a shadow world that exists below our own.
That explains another question I was going to ask. I've heard the word wake.
Yes, and I can go more into that. But they're usually localized. As in, it can affect things within a certain range of its being. And if it has attached itself to you, well, then I would know, at least here. That's not the case either. So this is definitely interesting. Never heard of such a thing or an event, and let us both pray it's not some god playing a trick on you, because that would be most dire.
See, that was another theory. So this doesn't seem to be the act of a god, which I guess gods exist, plural.
Yes, actually they do. You have been doing your research. It could be a god. They can do almost anything. Recreate any kind of phenomenon that exists or doesn't exist. So that's never going to be really out of the possibilities.
And I don't assume there are great ways of testing all of this to try to narrow down what it could be.
There are probably hundreds of ways we could, but that would take a lot of time and effort, and, well, I don't even know where to start. Has anything else happened due to this event? Or is it just the soul flaying?
Ever since, when I first directly looked at it, I felt like something connected. A pathway that maybe I had but was never fully linked in development, something. After that point, I felt information enter my head. And as I sit here now, I feel a form of connection with, I guess, space, cosmos. A stronger understanding of my own physical body and its connection to the cosmos it came from. I mean, we're all stardust, so I guess it's just that expanded on a few steps further. I can, like I said, I can now sense life energy, as you put it. That's not something I could do a couple months before.
Interesting. That's...
I also require less sleep, I require less food, I require less water. I feel more aware and alive.
Interesting. That sounds like becoming Zen or reaching Nirvana.
Is that a route, ascending out of this world? I mean, that's a Gnostic idea. Escaping the prison that is the physical and the flesh.
Well...
He leans up as that idea is put up, like, clearly a little too excited at the idea of escaping the eye.
Gnostically is more philosophical, But there are those who manage to practice a sense of control over their spiritual and mental beings, and to get mastery over it. Many kung fu movies tend to show stuff like this from Akatsuka or the like, but the practices are real.
He like slumps back in the chair as it realizes he's not getting a ticket out of here.
And that's
Okay.
something that you probably should talk to a real practitioner about it. I'm familiar with one who exists in the city. We both scholastically communicate from time to time.
It's key. That's what this is.
Yes, or at least that's what I'm assuming. Unfortunately, I am not very well versed in essence magics, so I can't look at your soul directly. But a sufficiently powerful enough practitioner in Ki can do something similar. From what it sounds like, your channels have opened to a degree, though the talk of knowledge is interesting. Something I'll probably be looking into after this.
Yes, I didn't gain extra information that I don't already know to make it clear. I didn't realize there's exoplanets over there. It's more of the knowledge that I have is now he waves his hand like he's struggling to find the words for it.
You've gained an abnormal clarity of thought.
I feel connected to the concept of space. A thing I'm already very well familiar of. I understand how it works and how our reality works. I feel more connected to it. Now I'm curious if this is even real. There's in my reading, a hermetic phrase I stumbled on. As above, so below. It is finding that connection between the one and the infinite. I feel like I can feel a link that wasn't there before. I'm unsure if it's just my predisposition or the nature of how I found the entity.
Well, unfortunately, again, that kind of steps into the realm of philosophy, and as a mage, it's not something I particularly deal with. Though, again, if you were to speak to a more of a practitioner of the arch, especially those from Bahu, I guess you wouldn't know the region well by its continental name. Shorina, the city Shorina, would have practitioners who are much more along the lines of, universal conclavity, I think is what they would call it.
What was that city name again?
Shorina. I'll type it out.
Thank you.
It does sound like if I was to put you in contact with my contacts, I would do well for you, at least in some areas.
And I also think I have another route I can go as well, so my options, I might just have two.
Well, that's up to you. I'll give you the information if you so seek it.
I would like that.
All right. We'll worry about that in a little bit, though. I'll send you off with it so you don't have to be thinking too much of your plans before I give you any answers, because if things go well, hopefully I won't need to meet you again.
Yeah, more than likely.
So, any other questions?
Let's see. Gods exist. Magic is a thing. I definitely, especially from the books that are now currently sitting in my car, I feel like I'm getting a much more, probably fictional accounting of how magic works. I know it's connected to the wake, but what is that link? How is magic a thing? You know.
Sure. First of all, magic is the expression of the phenomena. It's the practice of it. You know. There is a force that connects through reality and the souls and the consciousness. This force, which is hard to explain, some like to call it gnosis, some like to call it natura. It is a ability for a thinking soul to manipulate the forces of reality around them. Now, one's connection to this force is often nascent. It's very minor. Though, if your soul becomes awakened to it, then you'll be able to connect the forces to your consciousness, which allows the manifestation of magic through the production of Xeon in one's own body. Or mana, however you want to call it.
So, just, I guess to reiterate, in case I'm following this correctly, a linkage to this other world, this shadow dimension, whatever, that allows you, by using an internal mana that you can access, tap into, you can alter and shape the physical world to how you see fit?
Yes, roughly. Though a lot of it
Okay.
is based on your conscious thoughts, which means it's limited by your ability to imagine and to know.
Nice, fun, and nebulous.
Well,
I can't be as derisive. It's real. I can't. He's like pinching his nose, like as he's like leaned back, eyes closed, taking all this in.
mages like myself have spent our entire lives studying it, and very few of us get anywhere of any real notes. I mean, I'm no Ambrose after all. But
He just kind of like looks blankly as he's still in his pose of he does not know that name.
so yes, this ability to warp reality around you comes from a strong sense of imagination, but that's really not a good way to put it. It's a more of your ability to visualize and realize different types of phenomena, which there's the common rules of physics that you tend to know and enjoy, but when it comes to the wake, which is the shadow world that we talked about before, it is a lot more, well, the reality is very different and works in different ways, but a mage can bring some of that strange physics to this world, which is what creates the more magical effects, curses and the like.
Okay. And the wake, are you able to visit it, be there, travel through it?
Yes, but I wouldn't. Or at least not more than necessary. It's a strange...
Too dangerous, I imagine.
Yes, well, imagine a realm whose rules are not consistent and are based loosely on a zeitgeist of the reality that exists above it.
Hectic, ever-changing, yeah, not reliable travel.
Correct.
Okay.
And filled with demons.
Fun, of course, yeah. I mean, gods are real, so demon... Is there a hell? Is the wake hell?
No, and
Or they-
yes.
Okay, lovely.
The variety of hells that exist are kind of like sub-realms of the wake. Another stacked, layered reality on top of the other realities we know of.
Alright. And that makes more sense. So, okay.
While the wake tends to be a reflection of the world above, space does not have the same meaning, and so space is infinite in the wake, expandable, contractible.
And then, because of people, say, they can give shape to demons or other entities and creatures.
Yes and no. Some of them are caused by the gods and their machinations. Most demons are the accumulated negative emotions and mentalities of the people that exist in our world, congealed into a singular entity, a process that was created by Erebus for his own reasons.
Erebus is a god?
Yes, a Shahad, god of nightmares and the occult.
Oh, well, yeah, I heard about Erebus. Yeah, true. Oh, like, I think a link clicks. That was a theory on what the entity, the thing in the sky, as I call it, was, actually.
Well, demons are not conceptual beings. They are manifestations of more like a themed energy rather than conceptual. No, you would need something more like a Shadow Lord or Lord of Madness to mimic some of the effects that you're going through.
Okay, those are names. You wouldn't happen to have books on that? On those type of entities?
I do. I'm not going to share them with you, though.
Too dangerous?
Yes. Mostly for you. I'm sure you're familiar with a variety of thought experiments, like the knowledge of a being that could travel through time. Something's basilisk.
Oh, he sneers at that.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
It is a real concept when it comes to some of these kind of beings because they have the ability to, well, move through time in a very weird and loose way.
Okay, so that's legitimate.
Cognitive hazards, they're called.
Yeah, the base like thought experiment is ridiculous because it's just a souped up version of Pascal's wager. The same thing, you just change the terminology and suddenly it's more legitimate. But glad to hear that's a real thing. Okay. He is definitely, his mind is stuck on, because like the moment he's given any like, it could be this thing, it could be this thing, his mind's like locked in on it. Okay. So those are at least some options. Because that my main question, besides going through all this with how the supernatural works, my goal first and foremost is to figure out what this thing is. Is there anything, any materials you can give me about that?
Unfortunately, no. It's just something you're going to have to figure out because, well, that's what I would need to do, is figure out using my knowledge that I have already accumulated, and to do experiments and to do research. If I find something about this entity or whatever is going on with you, I will let you know. But unfortunately, there's not much I can give you that would be either useful or that wouldn't more imperil your life.
And I don't assume there are any safe routes to continue investigation.
No.
Because like you said, it's something I still plan to pursue.
Yes, but hopefully I can set you on a better path than going around to secondhand shops.
Is there any fun take-home material I can take? Or maybe a nice explanation of the wake, just to solidify things. Maybe a nice treatise on magic or something.
Oh, I suppose I can give you something. More because you're already in a general state where you're going to be endangered by the Inquisition. He gets up and he goes and he peruses his books. You know, I do have a lack of books for beginners, which is something that's probably a bit of a problem when I think about it.
It seems to be oftentimes a very insular thing. It's like a lot of academic texts. It's why I write for the general public and not for other academics.
Well, most of the time, I would personally tutor someone who has a potential for magic. Make sure that they know how to control themselves before sending them on their way. But you are not one of those cases.
Yeah, because it's key. Yeah, when it says like key, like it's you had to like remember what the word was. He still doesn't have a lot of stock in it.
Well, to be fair, everyone has access to magic. Well, the ability to have access to magic anyway. He plucks a book from his shelf and looks it over. Yes, I should do. He goes over and he proffers a book to you. There's no title, no cover. Opening it up, it seems to be a bunch of handwritten notes.
He'll take it from him as he's like past it.
This is a Magic's foundational text. It tells you everything you need to know about the basics of the who, what, where, and why of magic. Not that it would be useful to you, but maybe there's some information in there that'll be handy.
It's a start, and I mean, by all accounts, I will brute force myself into understanding this, or anything further.
Sure. Well, I'm sure you're eager to dig into that text, but is there any questions you want to ask me before I send you on your way?
See, it's also me thinking about if there's anything else.
Well, he has mentioned that anyone can use magic.
That is true. How common is it to actually do magic?
Oh, it's incredibly rare.
Okay.
Those born
how-
with an innate connection are, I would say, 1 in 10,000.
In his head, he's already like, and I fucking know one of them. So. And if, say, for example, I right now wanted to learn magic. You said that everyone can. There's a little bit inside of you. But that connection can be innate, something you're born with. How would I go about so I can one day start casting all these fun spells?
Well, you would need to subject your soul, rather, to some kind of event, force, or whatever that would more or less force that connection. If you could force a connection to the wake, that would be the safer route. The flow of souls is a whole nother matter, and the name is not quite fitting for what the phenomena actually represents. But anyway, you would need to subject your mind, soul, to some kind of phenomenon. essence type magics might be able to force that connection, though it'll come through very fractured and very loose, something that would be hard to control. But with time after that, then you could potentially learn to master it, and then you could be on your way, though you would probably be not quite as adept as someone who had been born with the gift, but that's just how it is.
Okay. I mean, that's something.
I will say the process oftentimes leaves the individuals attempting it mad. As in insane.
I would imagine.
Which I guess is a good reason as any to make mention. Rituals, there are some that could potentially awaken someone, though they're incredibly dangerous. A ritual in itself, I mean, well, most of the methods are particularly dangerous, but rituals are even more so. They can open your spirit up, making you vulnerable to outside influences. On average, without aid from, again, someone who has practiced in essence magics, rituals succeed only 1 in 100, 200 times.
Very low number.
Yes, oftentimes some might gain some magic ability, but at quite the cost, and not anything I would say would be worth the effort.
Okay. Well, one issue I have is that my lack of knowledge means I don't have many fruitful questions. Which, my only last question is, if I wanted to seek out information safer without getting the Inquisition on me, how would I do that? Or is this just a possible future repeat visit? Because I might just do that.
Well, I found you. I don't think you'll be finding me.
Ah, so it's not just this one alley. You pick one.
Sure.
What? Are we in the wake right now? Or at least like a layer of the wake?
His eyes kind of open up a bit. Yes, very intuitive.
I mean, the whole void door. That puts some things together.
That's fair. This is my sanctum. Something a mage can create when they have sufficient power and ability.
Okay. Well,
But yes, so looking for information. Unfortunately, if I was you, because I know that you're going to be doing whatever you can, the thirst of intelligent men is something that cannot easily be quenched. You're not going to find what you're looking for in any second-hand shops or anything like that. Mostly because those individuals who typically are already looking through these places who are much better at it than you're ever going to be. Someone like me could, for instance, gaze at a shop and know whether it has anything of value in it.
that would be so helpful.
It would, and it is. There are some individuals who might already have a collection, though that just involves meeting and greeting people and trying to find out their deep secrets, a very long and arduous process. Magic organizations are far and few between, well, at least the ones you would want to be connected to. The most optimal route for you is just to go where strange things happen. That's likely as anything else to get you killed, but I guarantee you'll see more fruit for your labor than going around and just shouting, "Where are the heretical texts?" while an inquisitor comes and hunts you down.
Okay, it's less of a straight arrow than I was hoping, but it's... the haystack has been at least shaved off. Still there, but there's less of it.
If it was something as simple as just finding a book in a shop, then there'd be a lot more wizards running around.
I guess that is fair.
Though, and this is why I make special mention of going where weird things are. As it stands currently, you could have every book in my library and they would almost prove useless to you. You just don't have the capabilities as it stands. You would need to go through some kind of event that would allow you to gain access to spells.
Is that the solution, do you think? Because, I'll be honest, I have an academic interest in magic. I think it's interesting, and how the world works is obviously my specialty. It's what I like to know. But I can't say I have a great deal of motivation to go out today and become a wizard. Like this little arm pump. But my main focus is to get myself free and rid of the thing that wants to keep looking at me.
Yes, and that's a particularly has managed to make its way to you and you alone for some reason.
Okay, so it falls in line with that. If I have to, I will, I guess, find a way that's not as dangerous as a ritual. But on the other hand, key maybe is a route.
Yes, that's right. He goes and he pulls out like a small sheet of paper and he writes down a name and number for you. Here's a contact. You just have to say Niles is recommended you, and that should be more than enough. His name is Soreus. Ironborn. He's a practitioner in this city who has for quite a long time run a dojo for any potentials who have the inclinations towards Ki.
Out of just pure out-of-game curiosity, hey Slug, is that the guy who trained you?
I don't think so.
It is.
Oh.
Unless you had a name
Yeah.
for
You
them,
think
but I don't
so?
think you gave me that text.
I didn't.
Why did you look at me like that when you said that name then?
Ironborn, because Mist Boy.
Oh,
Literally, Cam, you said that name and Slug looks at me with a pog face. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Two different thoughts going on. Which it's funny because that's what I was hinting at, because I at least am aware that what you're doing is key. So he was going to ask you, hey, can you take me to your dojo?
Fair.
Now he has a double invite. Hell yeah. All right, I'll follow up, and I'll also follow up with another contact I have.
good luck, Mr. Hawthorne. I can say that your case is interesting.
Glad to hear. It makes me think you'll actually look into it. As he stands.
Well, of course I would. I wouldn't want the same thing to happen to me, would I?
No, but also, I mean, as an academic, if this was a boring, run-of-the-mill subject, not something you'd immediately look into. You'd have other things first.
Well, looking into entities from the wake is not particularly my line of work, but who knows? Anyway.
I should be off. I have my help waiting, and I assume the car is running. So, as he looks at the door, is looks back. Is this a self-help thing, or is it a you have to activate?
I mean, I can activate it with the thoughts, and I already have.
Okay. Your information is appreciated. I hope you get back to me at some point. Thank you.
Sure. Try not to get yourself killed.
I'll try. As he steps through the door.
As you do so, you get that same disorientating feeling before you end up back in the alleyway. The door closes, the door fades away.
No hologram.
No hologram.
I think right outside of there, back in the real world, he like takes a deep breath. Because like him leaving a bit more slouched, like the smile dropped when he was getting all the info. He just kind of like runs a hand through his hair, fixing it slightly where he was definitely just holding it, mussing it up. Takes a calming breath. Basically resets himself back to how he normally is and strolls out of the alleyway, hands in pockets.
Your encounter with a mage of sufficient power has given you insights. You gain plus 10 to your occult.
Ah!
Holy shit.
Whoa.
I can't wait to be the best fake wizard ever. I'm gonna have so much magic knowledge with none of it give. So yeah, he strolls back over to Thaddeus.
Okay. So you go about your business, and we'll just assume that for the next couple weeks, you spent researching
Reading.
that new book
Oh yeah.
to kind of catch things up to the current time of the campaign. So, that being said, Juniper, you get a phone call.
Whoa.
Real quick, tell me about your master.
So my master, because remember we decided that it was
He was
the dude who broke my leg. It was his
yes, his
that
master.
taught me.
Yeah.
And I decided that I'm gonna let you know now that Sorius Ironborn is actually their brothers. My sensei and the dude broke my leg sensei, that they're brothers. They had a split a long time ago due to like different teaching styles or whatever.
Okay, sure. We can work with that.
But my master, Blank Ironborn, he's a
Oh, it'll be Sorius.
oh, okay. Sorius Ironborn is he's a typically like gentle and kind like old man, except for when you like fuck up or like plainly not listening to him, then he like lays down the law on you or whatever. But typically he's like a really easygoing chill grandpa type dude.
Okay. A congenial yet strict elder man.
As long as you're listening, everything's fine.
Sure.
So I'll look at it, see his contact name, and go and answer it and say, "Hello, Sensei."
Yes. Juniper, I've been meaning to get in touch with you. It's been a month or so since you've made your contracts.
Yes.
Well, now is, I think, the time that we kind of deepen your learning, expand your knowledge on the topic. So, when you ever get a time, please come to my dojo.
And just makes certain the farming project's already done, right?
Yes, well, at least it's now in the works. It's now like you're planting and growing things. You don't have any obligations that you need to maintain.
Yeah, I can swing down. I think tomorrow after class.
Sure. Just make sure you leave yourself some sufficient time in the day. We're going to have to go over quite a lot.
I mean, okay, I think I can skip this one. This one's an easy one.
Good. Well, I'll be expecting you sometime tomorrow, I'm assuming. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Goodbye, Juniper. I look forward to seeing you.
Look forward to seeing you too, Sensei.
Click.
Wait, fuck, we're 1980s. There's no contact name.
Yeah, typically
Reverted
not,
back
but
to-
it's okay.
I reverted back to modern phones. I'm sorry, chat. Broke everyone's immersion.
I can't play this game anymore. I'm ripping up my character sheet right now.
I'm crying.
Back to the other music. All right, well. At what points do you, Mr. Hawthorne, make your phone call, if you do at all?
Present day, because he spends the rest of the time reading and researching, even
Sure.
like the other witchcraft things in his other books he's picked up now, because he's curious, like, what, dang, I wonder what's actually real, what's crossed over, and he's gonna start idly working on his cover just in case an Inquisitor comes along, which is, he's gonna start writing a very, very early rough draft of, tentative title, Witchcraft or Bust, A Refutation of Magic. He's gonna make like a skeptic type book. That's what he's pretending this research is for. But that is on the side. His main focus is learning. So yeah, he would call Juniper after basically whenever this time picks up.
Okay. Juniper, you get a phone call.
My mom answers.
Damn it.
Okay. Hello?
There's like he was fully expecting Juniper to answer, and there's fuck. Okay. Hello, it's Dr. Hawthorne again.
The doctor, yes.
Yes, I was just calling. I was wondering if Juniper's available. I just need to chat real quick.
Juniper is available, I guarantee, right now. One moment. Juniper, your doctor friend's on the phone again.
Thank you, Bob. I rush down the stairs as fast as I can.
If he's going to be calling you so much, I'm going to have to get you your own line.
Mom, it's fine. That won't be necessary.
Mm-hmm. She goes and she gives you a skeptical look, but goes off.
Hello, Dr. Hawthorne.
Hello. I had a question and a possible meeting I'd like to get. Your dojo, the person who helped teach you Ki.
Yeah.
Could I meet them?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't even think I was supposed to show you.
Well, I don't want to get you in trouble, but I guess just I have a link to another person with Ki, so it's not like you're leaving me out to dry. So don't worry. I think I found out I have Ki too. Like that's officially what I have and am doing. But I don't know, does this guy have a public name, like something like that?
Huh?
Do you have this guy's name? Is that something you're able to give out? Even if I'm not gonna hunt him down, but
I mean, his name is Sorius Ironborn.
there's a tangible silence. Okay, so I have one link to him. Funnily enough, that is the person I was told to speak to. So, because I have secondhand authority in a person's name that I was told, just tell him I sent you. Can I accompany you to meet this man? Otherwise, I'll just do it myself.
I mean, I'm leaving in like 30 minutes to go see him. We can accidentally go.
Perfect. How fortuitous. I'll get the car ready.
Alright. I'll see you soon.
Yep, just tell me where to go.
I tell you my address, but then pick me up a block away from my house, please.
Yes, the mother.
Yes.
Well, okay. Yeah, then he just hangs up. He starts getting ready to go head out, pick you up.
Sweet. Mom, I'm going to the dojo.
Oh, I see. She has not taken too kindly. She never really liked you doing it in the first place. But after your leg was shattered into a million pieces, she's been even less favorable towards this. But being the protective mother that she is, she hasn't restricted you in going, though she is not afraid of showing you her grand disapproval.
I know your thoughts. Sometimes it's still just nice to go help him out like old times even. Makes me still feel normal.
She clamps her mouth shut as she was gonna rebuke you. Fine. It's not like you could do anything anyway. It's not like you're going to be going to any more tournaments.
I just awkwardly look down.
She purses her lips a moment, but she's not going to relent on this. You mean too much to her for her to take your physical health lightly. Even though she has to be a little mean.
I'm just gonna let the conversation drop and finish getting ready.
She lets it hang in silence. She doesn't say another word, which is unusual for your mom and stings all the more. So, you go, get ready, head down the street to be picked up.
Good morning.
Oh, real quick before that. It'll be up to Alicia, I think, if this is a bodyguard come with, because one, don't want to hijack more of your downtime. Two, in his head, he's like, I'm going with somebody who knows that I got the eyeball curse, so technically you can have the day off.
If you don't think it's necessary, he won't come with you. But naturally, he would if you wanted him to.
He would lay that out like, hey, I'm going to go pick up Juniper. We're going to be together. So I have a person who can, help deal with the eyeball thing. Or at least I can hide behind. So, it should be good.
He'll nod his head and say, understood.
All right, don't get too crazy. Don't have too much fun. He puts on his coat, heads out.
I'll try my best, he says with a smirk.
Now door unlocks, you step in.
I am wearing sunglasses.
That's appreciated. All right, where is the dojo? Where am I going?
And then to give directions to the dojo.
Yeah.
Okay. You head around to one of the nicer districts in the city. Not like aristocrat nice, but like the nice suburb kind of type area. where you go to the dojo. It's a very nice Western style building, though there is some flares, some, you know, like statues that are very like very reminiscent of just making sure I get the right name. Asuka. There you go. Very Asuka, which is, you know, Eastern style type stuff, like the lions and the like. For the day, there doesn't seem to be any classes going on, as your sensei does train people, just not in, you know, the more particular martial arts, very general course, self-defense type things. Helps build character and discipline and the like. He comes out to meet you, and before you is he's wearing almost like a military robe type outfit. Looks rather professional, but also very loose and easy. A slightly hunched man with very curly and thin white hair and a beard that has been not trimmed too well, as tufts of white hair kind of speckle until eventually comes to a peak at a very small like beard. Juniper, you've brought friends?
Dr. Hawthorne, actually, we just... Because I assume we would have also then... Because I did say we wanted to do a...
An accidental, quote-unquote.
Yeah, so like I would have gotten out early and then Hawthorne would have walked out.
Yeah, I'd be like a minute or two behind you.
Oh, okay. My apologies. Then he doesn't say that.
Good morning, Sensei.
Good morning.
And I'll give him a bow as much as I can.
He smiles. He doesn't prevent you from doing so. Please, come in. I've got some tea set up, and we got a lot to talk about.
Ooh.
He goes and escorts you inside.
And as like the door is closing, as everyone's entering, it's been a couple minutes. Dr. Hawthorne just kind of slips in, just like stops the door from closing, and strolls on in.
I don't know if he let you stroll on in. He's about to shut the door, and you stop the door, and he turns to look at you. Yes, can I help you?
Hello, are you Sorius Ironborn by chance?
I am.
I was recommended to come chat with you. Niles recommended me, specifically you.
Niles did.
Yes.
Somewhat tall, dark hair.
That's the man.
I see. All right, well, that's interesting. I'm going to be speaking with my pupil. What's the nature of this visit?
Well, kind of like leans in, maybe to say quieter. He's like, I don't know about the Inquisition. I believe I have key.
Believe you have key.
And that's also what I was told by Niles.
I see. All right. Sure. You know what? Maybe this is convenient. He turns to look at you, Juniper. Do you mind if someone joins you for our chat?
Who? Oh, hello, Dr. Hawthorne.
Ah, Juniper! Lovely to see you.
Very good. All right. Let's go and have some tea. He goes and escorts y'all to a nice little sitting room. There's a nice little tea set set up on a small coffee table as he goes and hostily pours a couple of cups for both of you. He motions for a small pouring container for milk and a tray of sugar cubes.
Hell yeah, I'll put some of that in there. I like my coffee like a latte. Yeah, he does the same to tea. Though I will also say, because we're having an in-game tea break, could we do an out-of-game one? I have a dog begging for food.
Sure. I think that's
It's been
fine.
2 hours.
It's a convenient time. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a 10-15 minute break, and then we'll be right back.
Whoa.
All right, we're live. So, Juniper, Benjamin, you're sitting down, having some tea with good old congenial Soraeus. All right. So, since you both know each other, that makes things a little easier. Benjamin here has a contact with a friend of mine and has some questions. I figured this would be a great opportunity for you to learn whatever I might end up explaining through those questions, Juniper. Is that all right?
Perfectly.
Right. So, Benjamin, if you don't mind, you can ask your questions.
Yes, of course. Key is about life energy, the energy you have inside. I have some. Okay, kind of. I have some key abilities already, and I honestly, big thing I want to learn is how to actually use it. Because I'll be honest, I did something to sense life energy, as I was told, kind of accidentally. A lot of my questions are finding a direction and actually utilizing something.
Yes, I can see you have some quite impressive capabilities. Just from what I can vaguely see looking at you. Alright. So, Ki itself is a refined version of your vitality. You can only create Ki through a method of inner alchemy. This allows you to make that energy more tangible, more potent for the use of a variety of martial techniques. You seem to have already unintentionally been refining your Ki. Though, from what I can tell, he looks you over. You've just started, and you don't have quite deep reserves as of yet.
I would assume most of that is accurate. It started popping up a couple months ago. And if it comes to martial techniques, I've been kickboxing since, like, middle school. High school is where I started taking it seriously, so I have some of that already.
Well, martial techniques is more just how we explain the methods, because it's a very integrated part of deeper levels of the martial arts. One can strengthen their body by use of this Ki. And I can see that you have already taken to refining it in such a way that you need probably less sleep, less to eat.
Yes. Largely, not intentional. I was eating a little less maybe and getting less sleep my day to day. And then after a certain amount of time, I kind of stopped noticing the negative effects.
What's interesting is you seem to have some level of control, which is quite surprising considering that you have only started recently.
I will say on anything, I guess more outside the realms of normality. Outside of, the eating or drinking or sleeping, and me accidentally sensing life energy, I don't think I have anything else I can do.
Yes. It's more evident by how you can cycle your ability, or your natural key, rather. So, he sits up more upright. Something has given you awareness. You've intuited a level of knowledge on the subject. It might just be gifted. Juniper here too is quite gifted in the same manner.
And he does like an eyebrow up look at Juniper, like, ooh, talented. Then also you're talented. Okay. We can both be sick.
I just give a slight smile and a nod when you look at me.
Though, you make this sound like it was some kind of event. What happened?
It's like smile kind of pauses. It's like he's looking. You don't read the paper at all, do you?
No, I'm not quite connected.
I had a traumatic experience with a thing in the sky that sent me on a brief mental break, and in turn, from this traumatic experience, I feel like I'm more connected to myself and beyond. If that's a fun answer.
Interesting. What must have happened is this encounter with whatever this being is. I can understand why Niles came across you. Opened your key channels. Though, there might be some damage. He hefts himself up and he kind of walks over to you.
Damage?
Yes, damage. Whatever happened was probably not the most friendly.
No, not at all.
And so, damage. Do you mind if I place my hands upon you?
Sure. He's also like looking at Juniper like, this isn't weird, right?
He
I
kind of
trust him.
leans in front of you. And he places his index and middle finger on his right hand to your forehead, and the next one just on the lower part of your sternum. As he focuses. After a moment, he grimaces. Damaged. Quite damaged. Your soul's a wreck.
Well, that's not great, from what it sounds.
Can you tell the extent of the damage? Oh, other than very.
To some degree. Your spirit is in a state of repaired fractures. Whatever this event is has been cracking your spiritual core. Though you naturally seem to have the ability to seal it up, as it were. But it's not complete healing. Though, that would explain why you have as much ki as you have. More than your average person, but not so much more that a true practitioner would take any real notice.
I guess small victories. But is this reversible?
Well, as it stands currently, you're not in any danger. Usually when one says damaging something like your spirit, it takes on a much more negative connotation. No, it's more like it's like you've been doing training with your muscles. You have to break them down in order to build them back up. And so your spiritual core works in a similar manner. But because of its uncontrolled nature, you've really not been getting the benefits for it, I can tell. So, it's like working out and then spending several days sore and in bed, only to walk away from the experience with very little extra strength at all.
So the fix would be to actually train in Ki.
Yes, and in doing so, likely, your core will become stronger.
Well, okay. If possible, I'd like to do that.
Well, this is a very convenient topic because this is just what I was about to start discussing with Juniper. Juniper, up until this point, we've been working on just harnessing your inner alchemy so you can produce Ki to power your contract. This, in turn, is just the beginning steps to what you could do. And I called you here today because before we take those steps, I wanted to go over some possible paths for your future development. So,
give him a nod.
And feel free to speak up at any time.
Okay.
First, we're going to start with our basics. Inner alchemy mostly involves taking your own vital energy, refining it into a usable power source. You can accelerate this process by going into a deep meditation, though your soul, or your soul's core rather, can only take so much energy before it becomes overengorged and thus will release the energy in an expedited rate. Those who practice enough can refine subconsciously, allowing this process to be second nature. You both seem to have such capabilities, which is good. That means we can move on to the next step. Now, you can use this Ki to augment your physical capabilities and processes, or you can develop them further to create techniques. These, though you have to be careful because they are often seen as heretical by the church, can give you supernatural capabilities. But if you were to train on your own, you'll be making your techniques less efficient and you will be developing your spiritual core at a less efficient route. Today, I want to talk about attunement. You can take in natural energy and fuse it with your inner alchemy in order to create a type of Ki that works only with a specific set of techniques. The benefits to this are that you can now use outside energy sources to amplify your power. The downsides is following such paths will restrict your energy, your ability to create a wide range of techniques. Now, there are two types of paths that you can follow. Specialized paths that focus on one type of energy with your inner alchemy, or complex paths that combine two or more. Simple paths allow you to fuel yourself with this outside energy source, allowing you to increase and embolden your spiritual core. And your knowledge of this path of energy will expand the more you develop and use it. For instance, Those on a fire path develop mostly techniques that do increased harm, damage. They're very aggressive and they lean towards more explosive types of techniques, though they're very limited in their amount of defenses. These individuals who follow the paths of fire-based techniques can meditate in areas of great heat or living flames. The more they do so, the more their knowledge on such things expands and their cores embolden themselves with the fiery essence that has been refined through the crucible that is their spiritual core. If you do this enough, your amount of ki you have access to will expand greatly, and your knowledge on how to use these techniques will make developing future techniques all the easier. But if you try to develop techniques outside of your range, well, they will be twice as cumbersome. Complex techniques allow you to fuse two elements together, giving you a bigger range of techniques that you can create and develop. But due to their complexity, it takes much longer to gain an overall level of knowledge on such things. My brother and I developed the Iron Body School of Techniques. We combined elements of both fire and earth. This was very useful. Considering the area that we live, there was no shortage of natural deposits of minerals and rare material, as well as foundries to produce metals and the like. The very technique that destroyed your leg, Juniper, was one such technique from our path. An empowered blow from one whose body was turned iron.
Kind of eyes widen at that, just side-eyeing Juniper.
She looks mad. At realizing this.
Now, there are general practitioners, those who develop a wide range of techniques. They gain their strength not from their meditation and inner alchemy, but instead through their diverse knowledge of abilities and the like. This is one way to power, but it is more complicated because it requires you to use oftentimes layering techniques to gain some similar effects. Regardless, the flexibility cannot be understated. You, Mr. Hawthorne, as I looked through your soul, have a peculiarity about you. Your techniques, if you choose to move forward with this, will be much more flexible, yet have many of the same trappings of a more honed path. But that's because your soul was conflagrated by some force that has changed your core's nature. You won't be able to follow any actual paths. But whatever flayed your soul, like a poison, you could use it, turn it into medicine to invigorate your soul.
Well, certainly sounds better than just leaving it injured and wounded.
Well, the process could very well kill you, and you could do substantial damage to your body in the process.
Yeah, but we all take risks now and then.
You remind me of some young people I used to know who used to march ever forward into their line of paths and techniques. Most of them never lived to be this old. He has a sorrowful look on his face. Juniper, I would have you consider where you would like your path to go. Consider what you might develop your techniques if you have a clear idea. The more clear, the more assured your path will become.
If fire offers more damaging techniques, offensive, what do the other elements offer?
Well, complex techniques can be a variety of them, but overall, it's mostly considered that there are 6 main elements to the types of energies that we can take in. The primary 4 are the easiest to understand and the easiest to take in. Earth techniques develop more on solidity, defense, making one's body or soul hard and difficult to interact with. Air gives one more flexibility, movement, ability to fly out at a moment's notice. Water gives great flexibility and even has some healing capabilities. Fire, as I've already mentioned, is more aggressive, dynamic, and explosive. The remaining 2 are much more difficult as they require a more open mind and subjecting yourself to things that might, well, be dangerous. Light techniques are a strange mix. Speed, yes, but also almost divining qualities. The ability to act before an opponent even moves. In order to harness light, you must meditate in locations filled with pure and most dangerously direct light, like from the sun on a high peak. Then there's darkness. Techniques that can influence emotion and are everywhere and yet difficult to grasp. This one would involve not just being in a dark room. That's definitely not going to be enough. It's going to be in a dark place filled with negative emotions like fear. In the old days, one would train in dark forests at night, risking themselves be prey to the beasts that may haunt those woods. And of course, complex paths can be any number of things. My very own iron body technique is, well, the embodiment of iron. Strong and durable like earth, but can be shaped into weapons. Now, you can only start harnessing these abilities when you gain the ability to control your keys. Juniper, we have yet to get there, but it's something I wanted you to consider before you progressed. In game terms, you can lock your key techniques forever and into the future to one or multiple elements depending on your choices for paths. Either way, you can meditate in areas that have a high amount of the elements that you've harnessed, and your character can develop gaining key bonuses based on your length of meditation and the overall size of your key pool of key. If you go a singular element, you can also gain martial knowledge with sufficient meditation in such areas.
Oh shit.
Oh,
But
fuck.
you will be very restrained because you can only use key techniques with modifiers that use the elements that you have harnessed.
I'll tell you guys, it didn't work out for me in the one shot.
Yeah, well, how much
Complex
martial knowledge did you
paths,
meditate for?
you can't gain martial knowledge, but you still can gain bonuses to your key.
Oh, that's so rough.
Alex,
Yeah.
you're unique. Your path is already set, your cosmic path.
Yep.
So you can develop key techniques as normal, but if you meditate under the stair,
Ugh.
every round you can gain a key point, permanent key point, allowing you to effectively sacrifice HP for long-term key benefits.
That's so hype, actually.
Like permanent health loss for permanent key gain.
Not permanent health. It's sacrificial health. So you can only ever restore 5
Yeah.
HP per day.
That's such a funny, like, because of how long my thing is, of like, just have someone at the ready. I just open a window and it's like 10 seconds pass. It's like, go, 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 pull me out.
Alex, if I were playing your character, I would be dead so quick. I would be living my life on 1 HP.
So the thing that actually nerfs this is the fact that I have a phobia of the night sky.
Yeah, but
I mean,
permanent key points.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I get how crazy that is, and I will probably attempt that in this game.
and then of course you could just be a normal key practitioner. You can't gain any extra abilities, but you also don't have any limitations.
Yeah, because I mean, even then, it's just the way I'm already gonna do key. It's just all the shit's gonna be space, and have to have a space explanation for it.
Yep, I knew. That's why I gave you your own unique path, as it were.
My favorite mechanics and rewards for the thing I'm doing for roleplay.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
And if you choose paths, you essentially get the same benefits of elemental binding. It just becomes a automatic factor on your techniques, which is level 1 techniques can have 1 disadvantage, level 2 can have 2, level 3 can have 3. Elemental binding just reduces the amount of martial knowledge required for you to learn those techniques. Single element gives you a minus 15, and dual element, or in this case, whatever path you set upon, will give you minus 10. Also, in addition to this knowledge that you gain, you both gain 5 martial knowledge.
Actually hype.
As you've learned about key in depth. And
That
yes.
is a technique if you buy it right.
No. Yeah, key techniques have a minimum martial knowledge requirement.
Oh yeah, true. It's like 20.
Oh my god.
20 is
doesn't even
the
know
default.
game.
20. It's like 20 and 50 for level 1.
Fake fan, Alex.
Yeah.
I know. I just see there's some that are like 5 martial knowledge. And if you're good with your penalties, which is also the reason why going single element's so fun, it's because that's a minus 15 to your shit.
Damn.
Really
yeah, that you
good.
can never reduce below the minimums.
Yeah.
But what you can do, and one of the best things about the system in general, is you can increase the martial knowledge cost of the technique to reduce the amount of key you need to accumulate for the technique. I think it's like 10 martial knowledge for every 1 point of key reduced.
Whoa.
So yeah, he gives you some brief descriptions, some pointers, and then he says, "Well, is there anything you would like to ask any questions on before we end for today? It's quite a lot of information, and I would like for you all to digest it before we start moving forward with your training."
At the moment, I think I understand it all.
That fills in a lot of gaps and confirms and disproves assumptions I've built up. Largely, my only question is how to actually utilize, accumulate the like, which I imagine that's an actual training type thing.
Yes. Now that Juniper's acclimated to her bond she made through her contracts, we can start moving forward with techniques without her worrying about her spiritual core being too weakened.
Well, that's good. Do I need a contract? Is that something I should worry about?
No, not unless that is something you wish to do. This was something for Juniper's safety. As you can tell, she definitely would struggle if she was to go up against someone at this time with their full capabilities. Alright, well, go digest and internalize this information. I'm sure it will give new insights into the world of martial arts.
No, certainly does that. I just did it as a hobby, but
Thank you, Sensei.
With that, he escorts you both out. I'm here if you ever have any questions, and I look forward to our training, though. I wouldn't be so eager. The paths you both set upon are going to be rough and perilous.
it's a necessary one, so I'm well prepared for any hardships or struggle.
And with that, he sets you both off.
Whew. Lot of useful info your sensei has. A lot of information. Fair. I'm honestly surprised how informative it was instead of more philosophical, spiritual.
Yeah. Sometimes his lessons can drone on, but with you, he got like straight to the point.
How often in training do you get to do fun punch things?
Only after you've done the proper warm-ups.
Okay.
Though I'm unsure if our training is going to be the exact same as what I normally see him do.
Also, with the direction it sounds like you've gone, needing a contract in the whole he doesn't say it, he waves his hand, and he seems uncomfortable. The thing you have.
It's simply a just different way of using ki.
It's so much more versatile than the movies make it seem, which is a lot of flying around and kicking and punching a lot.
Yeah.
Damn, though, as like he gets in the car, it's like you get in as well. I am sad I don't get to do some, I don't know what, fun fire punch. It's a thing I've seen every once in a while on TV.
I mean, there was a fire path.
Issue is, it sounds like I'm locked in. I'm versatile, but I have something else. Also, to be honest, some ideas that are popping in my head feel fantastical. And I've never done great with fantasy. My attempts of writing the genre have been disastrous at most.
I never read them.
I never published them.
Oh, oof. I thought it was a book I missed.
No, they're awful. Way too in the needles in the weeds of things. Basically, at some point, it turns into just, oh, so this book takes place 300 years ago. There's no fantasy to this anymore. I don't have the mind for the fantastical. I like the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Might not come through.
Oh, not really.
Oh, my bad.
But he does, unless you have any other things to bring up with him, he drives you. He does make sure, is this drop you off where I picked you up, or just go right to your house?
Just where you picked me up.
Yep, so he just drops you off, heads on his own way.
Well, before you drop her off,
Uh-oh.
you are taking a highway to where Juniper lives. And as you are taking an exit that
No.
that, you know, it's a bit of a curve, you know, you go at a pretty decent speed, you're essentially getting onto another highway off of the main highway. Suddenly something hits your vehicle and it begins to flip. I need you to make a driving check for me, please.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you now, the DC is 180.
Oh no. I can also say I don't have a driving. I
Then
assume
you can
it's
just roll the
drive?
flat stat. Everyone
And which stat?
generally can drive.
Yeah, which stat is it?
It uses dexterity.
Okay. I got a 9 in that. That would be
Plus 10.
10.
cool. Thank you.
And there's no penalty. Most people generally know how to drive, even if they're not especially good at it.
51. I will make
Okay.
my own drive stat.
You did not succeed. So, your vehicle begins flipping, and you're in danger of falling off of the curve down to like a side section of street below. Then, something smashes through your window. You have a small moment to realize what it is. A grenade.
Oh, what? Jesus. What the fuck is this, Mad Max? What's happening?
In a fraction of a second, what do you both do to defend yourselves?
I try to get the fucking grenade out. It
I
lands in my
also
lap.
try reaching for the grenade to throw it out.
Okay. I will need a sleight of hand from both of you then.
You guys are so close. You could have turned on the radio Grenade by Bruno Mars.
But one of them would have to take a grenade for the other then.
I don't got sleight of hand.
I'm gonna dump a fatigue into this.
I will too, honestly.
Only one?
Okay.
You can spend up to 2.
That's what I'm doing.
I might need it more after this.
I think this one's pretty important.
I mean, fuck.
That's
Okay,
what I'm doing.
he's right. I'm spending 2.
I gotta say, this is probably dodge in a tight space with you not being able to make it out of the explosion.
Yeah, neither of them will. Oh, there's an open roll though. That might do the trick. Let's see.
Open roll again, do it.
Oh,
129.
not enough.
I got a 162.
162, also really good. Not enough. 180 was the DC. Well, whoever threw this grenade cooked it a little bit before they threw it into the vehicle.
You're dealing with a chef here.
You did, and they're serving you both up. As your
Nice
vehicle's
one.
flipping, you both reach for the grenade. Juniper, you get your hand on it as it explodes. So,
Missing more body parts now.
You know
guys.
what? You were
You didn't
right.
need that anyway.
You were right, Slug. You didn't need to use that other fatigue. You would have only barely missed it, probably.
It's 180, he said.
yeah,
Yeah.
she would have missed it barely by like 3 points.
Oh no, I used both. I said I would use both.
Oh,
So,
It's really funny if you guys die here.
It would be.
so,
Take up the entire session and die.
from an outside perspective, your vehicle flips, falls off of the off ramp, and hits the ground and explodes. You both suffer a final attack for being in proximity to the grenade of 180. Its base damage is 80. This would be, like Devin said before, dodging in an enclosed space. I don't. Do either of you? Well, I know. I don't think Slug that would. Do either of you have presence extrusion? Or I'm sorry. Or yeah, no presence extrusion.
Let me see. Yes.
Okay, so if you choose, you can block.
I don't like the defense skill block.
Yes.
Ay. That's a rough one.
And Slug, you will have to dodge.
They're the same.
Damn, my dodge is really
they're not
good.
the
I
same
assume-
because you're in a bad spot for dodging.
Yeah. I assume enclosed space means something.
Are you very bad at dodge?
I have a 55.
See, I have a 70. I have a 10 in block. And I mean, like, it's damage 80, right?
Base damage 80. But it got 180
attack.
base. So
What
if
is
you
the
get a 0,
negative?
it will do 180% of its damage to you.
What is the negative that I assume they're taking to dodge?
Minus 40.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, because
But that's in addition to you both being partially immobilized because you have your seatbelts on.
that's true.
That's rough, guys. This is why you never
So
drive
for
with a
Slug,
seatbelt.
that's going to be a minus. That's not good. A minus 60.
okay.
And
So, if I could put it in perspective, if you get a 0 on this roll, you'll take 144 damage.
I could survive it.
Dr. Benjamin, since you can block, you only have a minus 20.
I mean, And if I block, will that help Slug at all?
No.
Okay.
You would need a technique that allows you to block in an area.
Okay. So my options are minus 60 dodge or minus 20 block.
Yes. Also, you said your
Straight-
block was 10.
My block is 10, yeah.
We use combined defenses in this game.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Stupid.
Thank God.
So your
Fed.
block and dodge should only be different based on your
Stats
preference
Dex
for
and
agility
agility.
over dex.
Let's see. My dex is a 9, my agility's an 8.
Okay, so
So they're the same.
your defenses should be exactly the same.
I will block then.
Unless
Yeah.
you have a class bonus to them.
Technician does not. They just get a bonus to attack.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Alright, so
I just
if-
get attack.
I dump more fatigue into this. That also increases my negative.
You only get a negative once you go down to 4.
Yeah.
The negative also only applies afterwards.
It does apply afterwards.
So it won't apply to this roll.
Correct.
And
not
how
a
much
bad
is the max fatigue I can dump?
2. Unless
Okay.
you have use of necessary energy, in which case you can do 5.
All right, I will be dumping 2 more fatigue.
Probably necessary.
Good
said
job,
minus
Thaddeus,
60?
for not going along because you would also be blown up right now.
Yeah.
I know. I feel so bad.
You should. What are you talking?
To be fair, Alicia could probably like cup the grenade in their hands and take the full blow.
I
That's
think
what I was
true.
thinking.
Alicia is our tank.
Yeah.
You said minus 60, right?
Actually, Alicia wouldn't take damage because its base damage isn't high enough.
Does Alicia have a damage barrier of 80, of higher than 80?
Of 100, right? I think.
Wait, my block?
No, your
Damage
damage
barrier.
barrier.
Where's that at? I'm so
It
sorry.
should be your advantage.
Cam, you said minus 60, right?
Yes, minus 60 for you.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true because it's at 100.
Oh yeah, it is 100. That's true. You would not be damaged by this.
I'm scared to press the bit.
You're gonna die. What's your health?
I've got
at?
a 100.
Don't roll a
I mean-
0.
In any case, if your con isn't like dump stat low,
I listened to Devin. He's my roommate. He can kill me if I make it less than a 7.
you shouldn't instantly die.
Oh my god.
Wow, you're really good at this. For having no leg and soon to be no arm.
All right.
Yeah, you're not gonna
so,
instantly die.
Juniper, you take 80 damage.
Yeah.
And Dr. Hawthorne, you take 72.
Man, you guys are getting crit, huh?
Do
Yo.
you guys have any armor? I guess I should ask.
No.
Yeah.
Even in your daily life.
I got an armored long coat. My tweed coat's good.
What's
You're
the
wearing
heat?
that right now?
What's the heat for that?
1.
Okay. Then that does reduce it further, so that's 66. Or no, 64. My bad.
Of course I wear it out and about. It looks bitchin'. And I ain't gonna go out of my house without the drip.
Plus, it fucks up paparazzi to be in the same outfit every single time.
Rue.
I'm assuming you both get crit.
Yeah, I have 36 HP.
Yo.
So, we'll start with Juniper, because yours is the easiest.
Now Taxes is an open door to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts. They do your taxes, so you can walk out with confidence. Now this is Taxes.
Oh, you got super lucky. All right, make a physical resistance check of 82. Fail, but not a big fail. So as it currently stands, you are suffering a critical level of 23, which just means you have a minus 23 action penalty for like the next few rounds, and it is going to remove by 5 per round.
Whoa.
And Dr. Hawthorne's is, of course, much bigger. Make a DC 144 physical resistance.
Ah!
That is not as bad as it could be. That's still kind of bad. That's a 94 difference. I do believe that's still not a terrible crit, though. Oh, we do need to roll a location. All right. So roll for me a D100.
Oh, no.
All
27.
right. In your 27, that is your stomach.
Fair, I guess. That makes sense.
You reach for a grenade.
Oh, that was
You can
on
only
my
use up
fucking
half an
lap.
egg.
Yeah, it's gonna take a bit.
All right. But nothing terrible happens other than just the fact that your stomach is terribly wounded at this point in time. That is going to be... Why is it changing? It should be looping. So you have a penalty of minus 94. Oh, and these penalties reduce up to half their value. Oh, no. Yours reduces up to half its value. So at 5 per turn, you will eventually get to 47. And then you'll need to rest to get rid of the remaining amount. Though this might all be pointless because you're also in an active car crash at the moment. This was just the grenades damage. So I need you to both make for me a DC 120 physical resistance check or take damage equal to the amount you roll under.
I mean, we get a penalty to that, right?
Oh, fuck. Minus 23. It doesn't allow you to put in the penalty.
Those are all action penalties, not resistance penalties.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
thanks, fuck. I'm alive with 2 HP.
Okay.
Let's see, how much damage is that?
48.
I'm down.
Okay, you're unconscious.
Because I had 36. So that's not
36,
insta die.
You did not die. You are currently between life and death at the moment.
Yep.
Juniper, you're barely conscious.
Doesn't that crit me again? Because
it does crit you again.
Of my
Yes. Actually, it also
20.
crits Dr. Benjamin again. All right. So that's 18. Okay. That's a super easy 59 physical resistance for you there, Juniper.
Sorry, what do you say?
DC 59 physical resistance check. You succeed.
Nice.
You're not the worst for wear. And a pretty easy 74 physical resistance check for you.
Oh,
Well, you're more messed up, but it's not as bad as it was before.
That's good. Not dead.
Yeah. You are probably just like your arm might have fractured in some places or something, not super serious. But you're now both inside of a flaming vehicle, and Juniper, you're the only one who's conscious. The vehicle has landed on its head, so you are both hanging upside down in the partially crumpled roof.
How long is a round?
6 seconds.
Do I sit here accumulating for 6 seconds?
You have total accumulation.
I know.
Rough. Should kind of walk that, probably.
Well, I'm gonna unbuckle and try to land not on my head best I can.
Hey, no checks needed. You do so. You land uncomfortably onto your shoulder.
Can I take a quick scan just through the window, see if there's anyone approaching?
You do so. You kind of landed like in a weird like off part of a road. You're not on a building or on a sidewalk. It's kind of like a little in between section. Like if you've ever been to like Seattle or something, and you know like the high highways and stuff like that, you kind of fall into like a section under a bridge or under a highway. But you don't see anyone at this time approaching.
I'm going to then. Can I open my door?
The door is somewhat wedged. It will require a feat of strength to open.
That's funny.
You can also just make a standard strength check.
That's also funny. I'm gonna try opening this door.
Okay. That's pretty good, because that was the DC for the strength check, so.
Oh.
With your good leg, you managed to kick open the door. It doesn't swing open, it more grinds against the ground as the top of the door is rubbed up against the ground above, or below, I guess, perspective.
Okay. And then I'm gonna look back towards Dr. Hawthorne, try to reach up and unbuckle him, protecting his head.
Okay.
Best as possible.
You do so.
And I'm gonna try dragging him out.
Okay, you do so. You pull yourselves free from the smoking vehicle. Flames on the upholstery are starting to grow. You get to a relatively safe distance. The sound of sirens and like fire trucks approaching. It's not long before you're helped. Paramedics get you all both pulled up, put on some stretchers, and you are sent to the nearest hospital.
Yay.
Woohoo! I'm not dead.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're both in not good condition. And worse yet, when you get a chance to think about it, Dr. Hawthorne, it's going to be really hard to convince anyone that someone tried to kill you with a grenade. Mostly because any evidence is gone in a burning vehicle.
Yeah, the only evidence could possibly be the shrapnel in me, but that could also be Carr.
Yeah, well, not that it wasn't that kind of grenade. It wasn't a shrapnel type grenade.
Okay,
It was a concussive explosive type.
gotcha.
And you can wager that someone was attempting to make it look like an accident. Your vehicle falls off the highway, falls a little bit of a height, and then explodes from impact from probably something fuel related. People wouldn't necessarily second guess that.
Who would want to kill me? Little old me.
It's a good question. Or maybe they're trying to kill Juniper.
That baby.
I'm so deeply connected to the underground, you guys have no idea.
Whoa. I bought some books.
Yeah, they're trying to kill you for being a nerd.
So, just for funsies, let's look at how long it takes for you two to recover.
I got
What
a
is
regen
your-
of 1.
Regeneration level 1, all right.
Yeah, base.
Same.
Okay. So it takes you both 1 day of resting in a hospital to remove your, to increase your life points by 10. How much are you missing, Dr. Hawthorne?
All of it, 100.
So it'll take you a minimum 10 days.
I'm missing 98, so 10 days as well.
10 days as well. So you were both in a hospital for about well, you'd probably be in the hospital for about a week. You'd probably be released after that.
Your mom is gonna have some words.
Jeez. Oh, she had some words. She gets to the hospital real quick when you don't come home.
Yo.
So I'm curious, what do you tell your mom?
It's not winter, right? It's fall.
It's getting towards the end of fall, but not quite winter yet.
It's not like I can't claim black ice. 'Cause it's not
You could just say
freezing
his tire
temps.
blew out. Taking a turn
Yeah.
a little too quickly.
Some nails in the road, tire blew out or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for everyone, a week is gonna go by to spend your costs.
Jam, do you mind subtracting from mine?
Yes. Bum, 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 bum.
This hospital bill.
Oh, I have insurance. It's fine.
Do I?
I'm not gonna charge you necessarily extra for it.
Okay.
There's some
Oh,
form
hell
of
yeah.
healthcare.
We got universal healthcare at this place?
It's the least they can do with all the big scary monsters causing issues.
That's fair. It is deluxe. We better have fucking
True.
universal healthcare.
But yeah, Mr. Hawthorne, you'll regain your consciousness after a day. Or no, how much negative did you go?
Like negative like 14.
Okay, it takes you 2 days before you regain consciousness.
Oh. Well, yeah, there's a very awkward, funny moment where, Thaddeus, yeah, you can't fucking find him. Can't find Hawthorne.
You're lucky it took 2 days for you to wake up, because by then my mom's fucking calmed down.
I don't think she's calmed down. She's just done like fuming.
Yeah, she's calmed down to the point where your ear's not gonna get talked off.
Let's see.
I'm assuming this has been on the news because normally
Yeah, wouldn't
Car-
there be news of like this kind of crash?
I mean, it would probably appear on the radio at the very least, but car crashes are not new, not especially in a civilization almost based completely on highway driving.
What about if it contains a celebrity?
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, maybe, might be in some of the papers.
It's not like mainline news. It probably got like a mention.
Or one of those like, oh my goodness, guys, please pray for Dr. Hawthorne. He got in an awful car crash. He hasn't woken up.
I mean, sure, we can make it that way. We can make it super public if you really want.
Really GoFundMe going for Dr. Hawthorne. He really needs the cash in this moment of need.
I know, I'm pretty broke. Depends what.
Universal healthcare.
Oh,
Depends what, because both are funny. I like the idea of just Thaddeus being like, oh, day off. I haven't had this in a long time. Turn on TV, kicks back, drinking beer. Dr. Benjamin Hawthorne was recently in a almost deadly car crash.
spits out drink.
That is a really funny image.
That's what I was kind of imagining too.
Sure. Your story.
The hospital where we see Juniper's mom bust in, start yelling at her. 2 minutes later, Thaddeus busts in, starts yelling at Dr. Hawthorne.
Wake
I
up!
think. Why aren't you awake?
Just try to
Shakes
shake
him
me.
violently.
I mean, given our locations, if Sir Cannon and I show up, we're probably the last ones to show up.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are free to roleplay this as you see fit.
Is Alex excited that it's public yet?
I think it's on the news. It's a like, guys, we just got word he's in the hospital. Like, oh fuck.
Oh no, we should go check on him.
It's probably the least we could do. I can bring, I don't know, a couple peaches.
Wait, didn't they say he had someone else in the car with him?
Probably. It seemed something like that.
It did, but they were unnamed. Well,
I stand up from my chair, go, "Oh no, Thaddeus!"
Yeah.
yeah, they were unnamed.
I know if Thaddeus was involved, we definitely want to make sure.
I quickly get 2 peaches from my stash, and I start heading over.
Hold on, you forgot your house key.
Oh. I run back in to get my key.
Then we quickly head to the hospital. How busy is the section of the hospital they're in?
I wouldn't say average hospital density. So
Okay. I wonder if we'll be able to find Dr. Hawthorne. And all this is as she hears like Thaddeus yelling from a room down the hall.
Wake up!
Oh, I'm glad
I found him.
I'm glad that he's okay enough to speak so loudly. We should hurry. I walk in and
Run into the room.
I see Thaddeus standing, and I hurry over and give him a hug and go, "Oh, I'm so glad you're all right."
I'm okay. I wasn't there with him.
What?
You hear from down
Wait,
the
if you
hall.
weren't with him,
You hear from down the hall my mother going, "You better give her the best goddamn medical care you've ever given to anyone in your entire goddamn life."
oh no.
I don't think I know your mom. I don't know if I've ever met her.
I don't think you do.
Oh, damn.
But I
People
think
down-
Thaddeus does.
The people over there must have been going through something bad too. Are you okay, Sir Benjamin?
Sir Cannon probably has met your mom at least once or twice. Both of you working on the project.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. I turn my head. I recognize that hot voice anywhere. That sultry tone.
What is this, your girlfriend?
No.
What?
It's Juniper's mother. Oh no.
Was
We didn't catch
Juniper
all
in the
that.
car?
Oh, never mind. We downed it.
I quickly hand one of the peaches I brought to Thaddeus, and then hurry down to the other room.
He'll set it down on the counter and hurry with him.
You just gonna leave him? Okay.
Fuck you, Benjamin. Juniper's mom's in the other room.
It's not like I'll know. I'm
That's true.
unconscious. It's not like I'm
Not
gonna get up
long.
and walk away.
Well, what if you do?
Be very funny, and we'll have to talk about your pay structure.
Oh no.
But yes, Juniper's mom is mother henning all over Juniper, who is awake in the other room.
She looks like she's conscious, but you're unsure how. She's fucked up.
You were exploded by a grenade.
Yeah, and then car crashed upside down.
And car crashed, yeah.
Thaddeus just looks at you and he feels so guilty. And looks down a little bit in shame.
I think Zircanon comes in sort of a little panicked, but seeing how panicked Juniper's mom is, he like calms down and he will like walk over and pat Juniper's mom on the back and look down and go, Juniper, are you doing all right?
Of course she's not doing all right. Look at my girl. Oh, Junie.
Kind of coughs a couple times. I think maybe. No.
I like sort of squint and wince as I'm contemplating something, and then I will sort of back up a little and take Daisha off to the side and whisper a little,
She's not here. She's in the room with Hawthorne.
Oh my god, where is he? Okay, I put my peach down on the side table and say, I brought this for you, but I don't know if you're in a state to enjoy it. I need to talk to Daisha about something real quick. I'll be right back. And I will head off that way.
She gives and then ow.
And then over in my good friend Dr. Hawthorne's room, I suppose since it's just us, I'll like sort of close a door and talk slightly lower and say, Daisha, do you think you could spare me a little bit of your Xeon?
What are you planning to do with us?
I just want to... I know it won't be much, but I have the ability to lessen their pain a little bit. I'd like to...
Just their pain, not their wounds?
It will heal them slightly.
It's not that I'm against it. But you have to be careful. If it's in a public setting, doctors notice when things heal faster than normal.
Yeah, I don't want to use my abilities if I can help it, but I also really don't want to see our friends in pain. Do you think it would be too much?
As long as it's not an overly ability. Also, if you do it, there can be no witnesses when you do it. And she puts a hand on you and gives you the Xeon.
Cool. I need to take 20 from you.
I will
Alright,
say,
she gives it.
your healing ability is significant, not crazy major, but
Oh yeah, I was looking at the number in my ability and forgot how much it did.
it does 20, right?
I believe it does
Yeah.
50.
Oh.
Or actually, it's twice my presence because she doesn't have any, so it does 60.
Oh,
That's a lot.
that's a lot. That
All right.
would heal
Maybe
someone almost
a good
from
amount.
completely broken to max.
Yeah. It would be noticeable.
Then I wouldn't recommend it. Not unless you want to paint a target on your back. It's hard to see them in pain, but the doctors do know what they're doing, and they will give her pain medication.
Oh, all right. You're right. I don't want to risk their safety.
Maybe once they're out of the hospital.
I like nod and I'll take a seat in the room here, looking over Sir Benjamin. I think I do the classic, getting a little plate and cutting up my peach.
As you do so, Daisha leans on a wall across from you. You don't suppose this was brought on by our investigation, do you?
I mean, I don't know why it would connect back to them if it was, and from what they said, it seemed like they just drove off the road.
Oh, weird timing. I also got this weird feeling there's more going on, but you're right. They did say it was a car crash, but it's still strange.
If you want to ask about what happened, we could either wait for Sir Benjamin to wake up, but he might not be in a state to talk much then, or we could wait for to see if Juniper's mom will leave for a bit, but she seems awfully worried as well.
Mm-hmm. Juniper might be the best one to get the story from. But you're right. With her mother hovering around, that's going to be impossible. If only I had a distraction.
I mean, maybe we could try and convince her to take a rest soon. I don't know how
She's
long.
not going to.
Yes. We could just wait for Dr. Hawthorne's slight recovery, or wait until they're both out of the hospital.
That is true. That would be out of public eye. We could talk to him. I guess we do. Just need to meet up and talk. No, I doubt after this hospital trip, Juniper's mom's gonna let her out of the house for a while.
Yes, she seems quite worried in there.
I can sympathize with her on that.
I think I might stay here to keep. You can check on Juniper if you wish, and I can keep an eye on Sir Benjamin now.
Alrighty. Probably, I walk over to Juniper's room, probably passing a few stressed nurses who are dealing with Juniper's mom.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, as much as I like to continue, we are at the end of the session, so we'll have to end it for now. On the conversations next week.
Can't believe, Devin, you're not going to visit me in the hospital. Can't believe it.
What happened?
You're not going to visit me in the... You don't even know that I almost died. You're not going to visit me in the
Listen to the
hospital.
news.
Yeah, he's not a fucking loser.
Who watches the news nowadays?
What if
He's
I
like-
put you as an emergency contact? The guy
Why
I
would you
met
put
once.
a 16-year-old as an
You're
emergency
really
contact?
sad.
He's not 16. He's in college.
Oh, this one you were 16.
No,
No,
I said my
it's
next character was gonna be 16. Like
Yeah, I thought he was
hours
16
ago.
this entire time.
Well,
It
you're
would be
weird.
so funny if you all got
Yeah.
a phone call because, like, I met most of you once, and it was like, that's good enough. I guess they're an emergency contact.
If I get a phone call and go, "Ooh, he put me as an emergency contact? Really?
School loser.
Yeah.
Depressing."
He'd probably visit if like the college announced that you got injured.
Well, it was like announced on the news and stuff like that.
Who listens to the news?
Yeah, we all just
90s,
decided that
everyone
Devin's
does.
character. No, we all
Oh.
just decided that Devin's character doesn't listen to the news.
I've
He's a
already.
noble brat.
They probably wouldn't do it at the college only because. Well, maybe they might do a fucking. Guys, let's all have a moment of silence and hope that our good professor, Dr. Hawthorne, who gets us a lot of funding, gets a nice recovery.
Yeah, I guess you haven't been teaching classes, so they don't even need to like cancel class particularly.
I mean, he didn't teach much anyways when he was part of it. He worked like largely in their lab as like faculty.
Mhm.
He's the guy you go to be like, hey, I have these questions about this, or hey, I would like to, I want to major in astrophysics. What's like a career route?
Dippy tap tap.
That's
We
very
can hear
low
you
typing.
typing. Susan. But all right, let's do some XP, shall we?
Woo!
For being here today, y'all get 3. Character interpretation. We did some other character arcs today. I'll give everyone 3 again for that. No good ideas or plans. No. Well, no, that's not true. Difficult actions. Yeah, surviving that car crash was very difficult.
What can I say? I'm goated.
I'll give
Yeah.
everyone 2 except for the ones involved who get 5.
Man, you guys got blown up so hard it gave us splash XP.
Yeah, that's how grenades
Yeah.
work, stupid. Splash to that shit.
Area XP damage.
We leveled up just from watching you guys get destroyed.
Most damage taken goes to Mr. Hawthorne.
Woohoo!
Ah, I was in the room. Damn it.
Should have rolled worse, idiot.
My bad.
Should
Yeah, it
almost
took like
died, idiot.
114.
Should have sat in the car until it exploded.
It's true.
Most
So,
damage
1
dealt
XP
goes
for
to
that.
Mysterious Assassin.
It goes to one of you guys.
How crazy would that be if he revealed it that way?
That would be funny.
Wait, why isn't Devin at the hospital?
Utility award goes to Juniper. If you had not remained conscious, it would have been much worse for you guys. And you helped Dr. Hawthorne survive. So get an XP for it.
You owe me one.
Yeah, I do.
No, he doesn't. He gave you a leg. Or treatment.
He gave me a wheelchair.
That's an expensive wheelchair.
I funded it, but more than anything, it was like hey, this is like a thing that's going on. Do you want to put your money and face on it? Yeah, sure.
It's a tax write-off. Cool.
Unironically, it was a thing I hinted at in our little preview thing. He did not know who the fuck you were.
Yeah.
But now he does. Now he actually does.
All right. I know this was more of a information-heavy session, so was last session. But any player nominations and/or kudos?
Good job for my my boy Sir Benjamin for always having secret story arcs that the audience isn't privy to.
Yeah. We'll check every stream. We'll make sure. I'll give kudo to you two at the end, Suzanne and Booter, for a session where apologies, because it's mostly my fault that y'all didn't do much. You pulled it in the end and got some good character expression in there.
Baby.
Yeah. Honestly, it's fine. The last session, we kind of took it up with our investigation, so it's pretty even.
That is good. But also, yeah, it happens in tabletop, especially our type of tabletop.
Yeah. Oh no, I had to sit here and listen to you guys tell a dang story.
Oh, what was me?
Oh shoot.
But hey, now the audience and all of you guys, that's a good tutorial on magic and key.
True. And it involves some of my homebrew.
True.
I will actually, I'll give one to Daisha and Zerkan. I liked your roleplay stuff there at the end. Very Zerkan and be like, hey, I can help these people. Just give me some juice. And Daisha's like, and expose us? What are you thinking?
That's the
Your
right...
Order of Yetta is showing.
Yeah, once Stacia leaves, Zerkanon is sitting there. He's not cutting the peach anymore. He's just staring at that Hawthorne, so depressed that he can't do anything.
So I liked it. I'll give you both another XP. And then I will give everyone who is not Benjamin or Juniper an XP for being here and listening today.
Making our way up in the world.
Any other player nominations and our kudos?
Gotta give kudos to my boy Thaddeus. Dodge the explosion.
True,
Finger
saving
gun.
your own skin award.
Gave you the option.
By the way, Alex, good luck ever going to go piss by yourself anymore.
Yeah.
He'll be
Listen.
there.
He's trying...
You're already not alone with these things staring at you, so...
I am very well acquainted of being watched, or attempted to be watched constantly.
Oh, that's right. I gotta see if Benjamin dies. 1 second.
Oh no.
Oh!
I'd rather not die.
I forgot
right,
that there's
all
a
of
bunch of
these
paramedics
eyes.
and doctors who get to see you today.
Yeah.
Be really funny.
You almost died.
Oh,
You wanna know what my number was for today?
it's at 38.
39.
It was 38.
Damn.
Ah,
Yeah, I think as long as I'm there, at least I'm conscious of that.
unironically, the moment he wakes up in a hospital, sees you, if the topic of healing magic is gonna brought up, he's like, yeah, fucking get me out of the hospital early. I'm gonna make a whole commotion, get me out of here. I want to do my private thing in my home. Then heal me. I'm not gonna be in here. There's a fucking death trap. I don't die.
Had to roll a couple more people, but you're fine.
Phew.
I'm not gonna risk this. It's 1 in 100.
Why plus 48?
That was I hit the wrong D100. That was the last critical.
Oh, that's a crazy roll.
That was a crazy roll.
100. But I don't die from it.
I think
today.
this brings up a good question of if he's being burned alive by someone's stare when he's unconscious, is it like noticeable from the outside? Like, is he going to start writhing or something? Or is he just going to lay there and die?
I think he would just lay there and die.
Yeah.
Oof.
He
Rip
would
bud.
die silently and no one would know why.
On the bright side, you die peacefully in your sleep as you turn to dust.
As my soul is being rendered asunder.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be all that peaceful for him.
It would be one hell of a nightmare.
Yeah. I'll shout out. I said it in the break, but I'll say it again. I really like Niles. I like how much of a sassy bitch he is, in like the smart, fun way. I like playing off of him, and it's also fun because it was a all right. Let's let the charismatic, famous guy drop Now it's the academic who's like. Honestly, this is also one of my first times playing Hawthorne, like how he actually is. Like, they doesn't show everybody, which he's way more of a cynical asshole than I thought. I already meant for him to be kind of a dick, but like, man.
Glad you enjoyed them. I've been working hard on my NPCs.
Yeah.
Now this whole thing is literally just going around trying to save people from themselves. Like, you really thought going to just a pawn shop was gonna get you magical knowledge? Oh, if only.
If only. Also, all of the descriptions I give of like what he was doing is literally me catching myself doing it. Like, for most of that talk, I was full leaned back, eyes closed, pinching the bridge of my nose, and that like I'm getting a lot of information, and like some of it is making me annoyed as an academic. Like, but it is very fun because it's like, okay, this is confirming a lot of things now.
Any other nominations and or kudos?
Good job to my friend Juniper for having a mom.
I'm gonna say it's more of a pity kudo for Thaddeus. Just like, this is the second game where it's like, oh, we get to do something. Nope, shelf to the side. Okay.
Should have went to work that day.
Yeah, he was given the option, take the day off or work with me, and you took the day off.
I regret it so much.
It's okay,
The one
Alicia.
time.
Now everyone has had a session. You're gonna have a whole session just for you.
We get the Thaddeus training arc where he's just in the gym, in the dark private gym with a picture of Dr. Hawthorne on the wall, just staring at it as he's training.
It's the Simpsons bit of do it for her, but it's do it for him with a bunch of like celebrity headshots. He wants you to have a personal life. You gotta be able to go out and do your own thing every once in a while. Just now you know that there's a chance that he could die while you're off, you know?
He's never gonna take a personal day off after this one. He's freaking out.
And then he's gonna die while you're on the job, and you're gonna feel really sad and useless. That's how these things go.
That's true.
So pick your poison.
Better to be there to protect than not, you know? Or to try to protect.
But all right, that's gonna be it for us. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully y'all enjoyed, even though these sessions have been mostly informational. I'm at least trying to make the information in question interesting. But we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
Good night.